touch and do a case study with you today. So you already know what is a demand. Demand means the willingness and ability to purchase a product. Demand in economics means a desire to possess a good supported by willingness and ability to pay for it. If you have a desire to buy a certain commodity, say a tractor, but do not have the adequate means to pay for it, it will simply be a wish, a desire, or a want, and not demand. So, what is demand? The willingness and the ability to purchase something is known as demand. So, on the law of demand, we have learned that when the price goes up, the demand goes down, and when the demand goes up, the price goes down. This is the basic rule of law of demand. When the price of any product increases, then its demand will fall. When a price decreases, there is demand increase in the market. To show demand, we have two type of curves we can use. The first curve which I can represent here is changes in quantity demand curve. If you whenever I see they send a PDF for you, try to download the PDF and write those notes in your classes. So it will be helpful for you when you are revising again. The changes in quantity demand means there are two things you can see here. One is the contraction, other one is the extension. So extension says that when your quantity demand is increasing, your price is decreasing. That's what extension says. If your price is increasing, your quantity demand will decrease. Then we say it as contraction. Then we have another chart to represent. I'm going fast because you already know these things. We learned this so many times. So this chart is known as changes in demand, not changes in quantity demand. Now the actual thing, people doesn't know the difference between changes in demand and changes in quantity demand. Changes in demand happens if there are certain factors which is not in control of price. Changes in quantity demand happen only because of price change. Here you can see factors affecting demand. We have learned these things, but we don't want to go deeper. Income of consumers, price of substitutes, price of complements, changes in taste and fashion, seasonal, advertising, price. So moving on to the point, when we consider the factors affecting demand, we also have another term to say for these factors affecting demand. We can also say it as determinants of demand. What is the determinants of demand? Actually, a demand can either shift to the right or shift to the left based on the factors which is affecting the demand. Now you can see here the first number one factors affecting demand is known as income of consumers. So when income increases for a customer, the purchase of a product will also increase. That's what we say, income of consumers. And then if you see the second one, we have price of substitute. So when one product is moving, the price of one product is increasing, people can always go to an alternative. That is what we say it as price of substitute. So the next part, we have price of complements. What is price of complements? Complements means when one product has a connection between another product. If one price of the product rises, the other demand of the product will decrease. If price of the product is decreasing, the other product's demand will increase. Tea and sugar, rubber and tire, which we have learned already in economics. So we have changed. So the next part, we have price of complements. What is price of complements? Complements means when one product has a connection between another product. If one price of the product rises, the other demand of the product will decrease. If price of the product is decreasing, the other product's demand will increase. Tea and sugar, rubber and tire, which we have learned already in economics. So we have changes in taste and fashion. When people's taste towards the product increases, they will be requesting to purchase that particular product more. Seasonal. Every season you will buy. If it is a most probably a place where you will have, how to say, most probably if you feel very cold at winter, you will move on to this type of option. Advertising is where you will ensure that you have proper advertisements can persuade people to purchase the product. So here factors affecting demand, they have given price, so I will cut this. So this should be price of other products, not price. Price won't determine here. So these things we have learned already. I'm going to move on to the next part. Supply. Meaning of supply: the amount of quantity of goods service which the market participants are ready to sell in the market to the consumers at given prices for given period of time. So when we expect what type of product we can purchase at a certain period of time, and the willingness and the ability to sell a product. So earlier in demand, willingness and ability to purchase a product. Here, willingness and ability to sell a product is known as supply. So we have law of supply. According to the law of supply, the higher the price, the larger the quantity produced. So you can see when price increases, supply must increase. When price decreases, the supply must decrease. If you think it's very fast in explanation, let me know, because these things you will learn in your O level. Even in economics, I taught you these things. So this is what we say: changes in quantity demand. You can see when your quantity is increasing, when your price is increasing, your quantity is also increasing. Then we are saying it as extension or expansion of supply. If your price is decreasing and your quantity is decreasing, then we say it as contraction or contraction of supply. So actually, you need to understand one particular thing: why suppliers are motivated with price to sell more, because they produce with the intention of selling. So that's the reason when they produce more, they will try to sell more at a higher price as much as possible. Then we have the next part: changes in supply happens due to determinants of supply. One we say as decrease in supply, other one we say increase in supply. Increase in supply you can see shift to the right, decrease in supply you can see shift to the left. The changes in supply only happen due to the determinants of supply. So what are the determinants of supply, which we have already learned? So we have price of the commodity, price of related goods, price of factors of production, technology, producers, taxes and subsidies. So price of the commodity means if the cost of production is increasing, the supply will decrease. If the price of related goods, like the same, like ingredients, everything is increasing, the price will also increase. Price of factors of production, the labor charges, and also you can say the land rent, everything affects the price of the supply. If these prices are increasing, sometimes suppliers will reduce the production because they can't sell, they can't produce more quantities. So supply depends on the amount of factors. So here, technology, good technologies can bring more production. So then supply might increase. Bad technologies can reduce the level of supply. Producers all see the competitors in the market. High competitors means you need to supply more, but then more competitors means you can't supply because competitors more means your supply will decrease. Taxes and subsidies, if there's increase in taxes, supply will decrease. If there are increase in subsidies, government grants, supply will increase. Then we have, I'll put here a small note. Okay, now here you can see here, I've taken demand and supply together in this chart. So I'll zoom a bit to have a complete view on what I'm going to do. You're using a laptop, right, when you're learning? So here you can see when your demand and your supply is meeting, this part is known as equilibrium price, or we say as market equilibrium. When your demand and supply is not meeting, then we say as market disequilibrium. Then you can see here, when your supply is above the demand, we say that's an above equilibrium price. Then you can see the demand is lower than the supply, below equilibrium price. Now here, one particular thing is there to understand. When your demand is exceeding your supply, you can see this is your supply chart. You can see my pencil, okay? So when your demand is exceeding your supply, this part we say as excess demand or shortage. When your supply is, surpassing your demand, you can see supply is surpassing demand. We say that's excess supply, which we need to know.